Good morning, guys. It's the next day, obviously. I'm gonna have Matt come with me. Today is Good Friday, so we'll let him take for a ride. Orwell is like me, not a big fan of the winter or the cold. Ready to go?
Ready to go. All right, let's get out of here.
All right, boys and girls. Get on with it. Get him some decent coal leaving. You guys stop at the truck stop over there and get fuel. Alright, for you boys and girls that are fans of rolling coal.
That's gotta stay in the video.
Oops.
You better not hit that out.
No, but that's how you roll coal with this, is you labor it down. Very similar to something physically hitting the veins. We know it's not, we had it apart, but that's the noise that has been having me freaked out. But she still makes good boost. ETA on that Striker. Next drive we were leaving. Like an hour and a half. You know, we need to transfer it. I'm like, I figured it would stay on the same same trailer, but they may have ordered permits for a different trailer. But either way. Now my dump truck is still sitting at the yard. I got to reload that on something and take it up to Three Lakes still today. And then I got a crap ton of video to edit.
Yeah.
And then we leave to go see Grandma with a load.
Yeah.
Right, so you see how just wore down this day's getting already, and we're just starting it. But as for that turbo, like I said, we know it's not going to come apart. At least nothing's hitting the turbine.
Yeah.
So it won't frag and blow pieces into the engine. Because the problem is on the hot side. Worst case, the exhaust nail cracks and gives me more problems, but that'll just create a low boost situation. It won't kill it, and it won't damage the engine. Because if the problem was on the intake side, I wouldn't be running it. I lost the turbo in that big C16 I had in the 99P. Oh man, I remember that thing sent shrapnel into the engine. Or no, the other way around, sorry. That thing sent shrapnel backwards through the air intake. The engine sneezed, effectively. The turbine broke right off the shaft, and all the boost that was shoved into the engine backflowed, like sneezing. So it sent all the metal fragments upstream from the turbo. Both air cleaners had turbo parts in it. And when it happened, I was climbing hills coming out of Phoenix. Big mountains up there north of Phoenix. So I was halfway between Phoenix and Flagstaff. Full power going up a hill. A pretty loud pop came flying out under the hood. I'm like, what in the hell was that? And I lost power. Of course, once it bang, I just took my foot off the throttle. I hit the throttle again, and there was no power. I thought I lost the steer tire. That's how loud it was. So I just clenched the wheel real hard and realized the truck ain't leaning. What the hell just happened? Then I realized I had no power. I thought the engine had cut off. The engine didn't cut off. It had zero boost. I pulled over. That truck had straight pipes on it. I pulled over and I heard the whistle through the exhaust, but it sounded different. So far as I knew, I had a turbo still. Goose the throttle, it seemed to run right, but try to take off, there was no boost, none. Okay, I figured I blew a boot off of between the turbo to the intake, because that had an air-to-air, that piece in front of the radiator.
Yeah.
Now those didn't have induction tubes and boots. I've blown them off before. I've popped them in the past. But they were fine, there were no holes. Why does this truck have no boost? Water, it wasn't leaking water, wasn't leaking oil. Oil pressure was good, temperature was fine. So as long as you have your temperature under control and good oil pressure, you're good to drive without damaging the engine. Like internally. Oh, we've been in the middle of nowhere, and the mountains up south of Flagstaff. I made the decision to press on into Flagstaff and find a diesel repair shop up there, or a Caterpillar. There was no Caterpillar dealer up there, but there was a Caterpillar endorsed diesel repair shop, and took it there. When I got to the truck stop to spend the night, I pulled onto the fuel island. Didn't find any Karens there. The yell at me, and I took the air intake tubes off of the turbo directly, and laying in there was the turbine, just sitting in there. I couldn't get it out without taking it apart. But there was the turbine just laying in there, off on its side, just obviously chewed to hell. It had sheared off the shaft, so the cartridge was still fine. But I still heard the turbo whistle through the exhaust, albeit it sounded different, was because the shaft was still spinning. The exhaust turbine was nothing wrong with it. It had just sheared the intake cold side off. Sat there for 3 or 4 days waiting on a new turbo to be shipped to me. Had to send out the air to get cleaned, to get all the fragments out of it. Both air cleaners, took all the induction tubes off the truck, cleaned them out. It was bad.
Taller than him too.
A little bit. Slide that Q100 on over if you want it. Side to side again. I remember it had a front lock, I got to check the back. That's on it. Pretty slow with a wheel. cut that off. Put it over there. There you go, one Caterpillar dump truck delivered. That saga's over. On to the next.